You're on, girl.
Oh, hey, welcome everyone to the Julia Treat and Spiritually Raw show. We were just laughing about it. I said, I get to announce that I'm on Spiritually Raw. Oh, we're going to talk today about crystal vision.
Spiritually raw.
I'm just grateful to be on here with you and share what's happening with all of us, with ASEA and how it's changing our lives and truly, helping us shift into that crystal vision. There's so much that's been happening, with me and for me for the past several months. I've been using the product for going on 4 months now. And it's just, I thought I was good at what I did before. And I'm really good at what I do now. I mean, it has shifted. I just got done with a reading with a woman that I did a reading. She said 28 years ago. And I'm like, I haven't been doing this that long, but maybe in another lifetime. But maybe 15 years ago, I did a reading, or 20, I don't know. I did a reading for her. And so I did another one today. It's fun to reconnect. And she's lost her husband. And the things that he was coming through with, like the next guy he's already chosen for her, and she's in her 70s, and that he'll have more hair. And she just cracked up because that's one of the things she told him. If you bring me someone else, he's got to have hair. I don't want someone bald. So, I mean, what's happening for me is blowing my mind, not just physically, spiritually, how I'm able to move through life with just this calm and ease now, even with stuff that you hear that's going on. It's just this very peaceful, easy feeling. Isn't that a song? Okay, I won't sing for you today. But I told April that recently I've always wanted to be able to see people's auras with my physical eyes. And in my mind's eye, I can always see them and tell people what's going on with them. But I am now able to see auras, and that is fascinating and a really cool thing that has started to happen. So first of all, thank you, April, for having me on your show, and everyone that came, and Brandy, Danielle, and Karina, because I think everyone watching, you're going to connect with something that one of these beautiful women have to say and how it's helped them. We're all having our own experiences, and that's the thing that's so remarkable about ASEA, is that it helps you wherever you need it the most. It helps you, and then it goes to the next spaces and places that need help. For me, it was my knee. My knee was the first place that needed help. In case you haven't heard about my backstory with ASEA, I had a knee issue this past year. And I started hearing of other people having knee issues, actually, very strange. But I started getting fluid on my knee, and it was very painful. And my chiropractor was adjusting my knee every week. It wasn't dislocated, but she was putting it in to where the fluid would kind of dissipate some. But I still had a lot of discomfort every single day. I stopped my yoga practice, which that has been my life for 14 years. Couldn't do yoga for the past 2 years, actually. And within, again, this is what happened for me. Within 3-4 days of taking ASEA, the fluid on my knee was gone, and I had no more discomfort whatsoever. Went to my chiropractor, and she was like, "What's going on with your knee? What? Your knee is fine." And I said, I'm drinking this stuff in this blue bottle. And that's what happened. The next thing for me was my neck. I had a car accident 3 years ago, and bulging things out here. They wanted to do shots and surgeries and all the stuff. And I was like, no. I had prayed for my miracle, and I knew it was coming. I didn't know what it was. And that was the next thing that happened for me, is this was healed. My body healed this. So it was my knee first, then it was this. And it just continues to change my life in so many ways. And I'm now doing my hot yoga room. I have my own private room that my beloved Michael created for me.
That's wonderful.
And so I'm working out like a warrior. Not saying you have to when you get on ASEA, but I want to. And I feel fabulous, and I'm doing it 5 days a week. So just feeling that shift. And it's something that's so difficult to put into words, the mental or spiritual part. You can say, hey, this doesn't bother me anymore and this feels better. But to try to explain the shift that happens, it's like this 3-month mark. You can't. You have to experience it. But it is something that your soul will remember.
I love that.
Today, I'm not going to cry. So, as anyone know what I'm talking about? I know, April, you've been on it that long. I know, Danielle, you're in that zone all the time. But I want to talk I want to get to all the rest of you because you all have your own experience, and I actually don't know what several of you have experienced yet. I don't know how long you've been on it, but I know, Brandy, thank you for coming. I know that you do have to hop off a little early. So
yeah, thank you for having me.
yeah, I'd love to hear your story, Brandy, your ASEA story.
Yeah, so I was introduced to ASEA. Actually, I've been watching April and Jay for about 2 years now. Love their content, love their energy. And I've been working as a licensed esthetician for about over 14 years now. And since 2020 hit, when we had to shut down, it was a blessing for me because I got to follow my passion, which was healing people. And so I became a certified energy healing practitioner, and I became a Master Code certified biomagnetism and bioenergetics. And you see beautiful results, right? With all different healing modalities, it is such an inner reward to receive a text message saying, hey, I feel so much better, thank you. And we all know that the next couple of years, we're going to have to help a lot of people on Earth, right? And humanity is going to need us for all different kind of modalities. So I was asking my angels one day, and I said, show me something that I could have my clients take on a daily basis so they stay healthier longer, so their cells are staying healthier longer. We could do the therapies, but we're constantly exposed to the environment, free radicals, food, water, even what we're washing our clothes in, what we're cleaning our homes with, the air quality. So our cells are constantly being exposed to these things, which are interrupting our immune system. So I was asked to do a 21-day detox. They said, show me you could be disciplined. We'll show you what you need to hear. And I was shown not once, but twice with Spiritually Raw. So I started taking it myself before I started introducing it to people. And working as an esthetician for 14 years and waxing, my neck and my back hurt every single day. I was going through Tiger Balm like crazy and having my fiance using a massage gun on me, rubbing out my knots. And I have to say, within the first week of taking ASEA, I wasn't having those pain. I wouldn't have any pain anymore. And I wasn't looking for my afternoon nap. And then just recently, I had told April in a text message, I said, another thing, I put the liquid ASEA in a spray bottle and I started using it as a toner. Well, I've got so many compliments since then. I'm like, what am I doing different? I'm like, oh my God, I'm spraying ASEA on my face 2-3 times a day for my skin. So I'm just forever grateful to have been introduced to this. And then not only that, it's just you meet beautiful souls all around the world that we're all connecting in, right, on Earth right now. And it's a calling, it's a blessing, and I'm just glad to be here. So.
Thank you for sharing that. And I knew we were so connected, not just through ASEA, but when I saw you on a group meeting, I was like, oh, I feel very connected to Brandy. So you being also, I mean, all of us, but in the spiritual realm. And how long have you been using ASEA?
For a little over 3 months.
Oh yeah. So have you noticed or experienced like any kind of spiritual shift in your gifts or?
Yes. So, typically I would use muscle testing. I use a ring and ring method. And now I'm just like, things are coming to me so quick. I look at my fiance, I'm like, oh my God, like I don't even need the muscle test half the time anymore because intuitively it has heightened all of those. And I think April had mentioned that it's, helping with the pineal gland and just cleaning up. When we start cleaning out the junk in our cells, we are all able to do this kind of work, and I feel like those things have happened and heightened since I've been using ASEA as well. So I love it. I'll be on it forever. And my daughter, actually, she had started taking it as well. She's at work, or else I would have loved for her to join. But just her imbalances in her skin, she was off of it for a week because she was on vacation and didn't want to check her bags in. And she goes, Mom, I see a difference just in my skin since I haven't been taking it. So my goal is to have all of my daughters taking it on a daily basis. And they love it. They love the work that I do. They listen. So I'm very blessed.
That's wonderful. I think it should be in baby bottles. I think someday it will be. It's going to be in
Yes,
baby bottles.
absolutely, for sure.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you.
Yeah. So it's fascinating again to hear. I mean, truly, I think humanity is going to wake up very soon to realize that we all can do what Julia does, what April does, what Brandy does. We have these abilities that have been, the veil's been thrown over them, whatever that means. And we're all going to be opening to those gifts. And I'm going to say this too, the last couple of years, when I started feeling rougher, like I just started not feeling as good, maybe it's because of shifts in environment, whatever's going on, that it was difficult. It was more difficult for me to be in my purpose, doing it every single day, because I didn't have either the energy or the drive and now I realize, we call it ascension symptoms, but now I really realized it was my body screaming for help. My body was saying, help me, please. We've got to do something different. And I just did an interview with Daniel's mom yesterday, and I'm not going to cry today, I promise. I swear, I hope everyone knows me. I cry, my emotions come up, and it's tears of joy, because I told her I prayed for a miracle, a year before when this all started. I said, please, God, I know there's a miracle. And I know it turned out several people heard me talking about this ASEA, and then I prayed for this miracle for humanity. And they reached out and said, Julie, you did a reading for me last year, or 2 years, or 3 years, whatever. And you said something was going to show up that we would ingest, that we would take, that we would, I don't know that I saw the gel, and I didn't know that it was going to be ASEA, but I knew it was something we were going to actually drink that would be healing us, helping us heal, put it that way. So that fascinated me, because I don't remember readings when I do them, except for the one I just did right before this. So for them to remind me that I had told them that just was even more validation of the excitement I felt when I did hear about ASEA. So this is a real deal. I mean, this is the deal. This is, I do believe everyone will be on this eventually. And Karina, she's been on it for, I don't know, a couple weeks, 3 weeks, month?
Almost a month.
Oh, almost a month. Yeah.
Almost a month.
So what's going on with you? What's your experience with ASEA?
Well, in 2017, I had a traumatic brain injury as well as neck and spine. About 3 months ago, I found out that I had two large brain lesions. And, I was at my wit's end, and I did a reading with Julia, and she sent me the link. She said, I don't know why, but I'm being told you need this, or someone needs this. So it just kept in my mind, and I kept looking at it and going, okay, I'm willing to try anything, because of my, I had surgery last year on my neck, and before my surgery, I was able to handle the pain. But after the surgery, I had excruciating pain every day, to where I couldn't clean my house. I couldn't walk my horse. It was a struggle every day. And so I'm like, I'm willing to try anything. And I have a group of girlfriends, and one is my chiropractor. And I sent this to them. And then my other girlfriend said, hey, I've seen that. I think she watches Spiritually Raw. And yeah, and she's all, I've seen this. We need to try it. We need to try it. So I'm all, you know what? I reached out to Julia, and he said, I'm willing to do whatever it takes. I have to do something, because I can't live the rest of my life like this. So in my first week, for the first time, the pressure in my head had lifted. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. I have not woken up without head pressure or that neck stiffness for 5 years. And so I was like, Dad, I called my dad. I called my girlfriend, Heidi. You guys have to try this. you have to try it. If it's working for me, it's going to work for you. And ever since then, I've just, my arms, I feel like I have my upper body strength back.
Yes, that's great.
You know, especially that was my life with, I love my horse. That was my passion. I was like, I can do stuff now and not have to lay down on a heating pad or ice pack in between everything I did. I can go upstairs and mop my whole floor and then go outside and blow the whole deck off. I'm like, I am so happy. It's
I
just
remember
been,
you texting me, and you said, "Julia, I just cleaned my house, my whole house, and I didn't have to like sit down."
yeah,
I mean, to be grateful to clean your whole house is so cool, right?
right.
I mean, she did say that, and yeah, and I don't want to cut in. I'm just going to say that you're in the perfect place, Joey Elkins, because we have all been in your place. All right, promise, we have all been there.
Love and energy, healing energy.
Yes, and we are sending it to you, and you are in the perfect place. So just receive that and the cleansing of whatever is weighing you down. Let's just clear that. And I'm a big Archangel Michael believer. Archangel Michael just cleared that space for her and her. So, ooh, I got goosebumps. So you're in the perfect place, honey. All right, we love you. We love you, Joey Elkins. We love you, everyone. We have been there. Okay, so just know that if we can do it, anyone can. Anyone can.
Right.
So, Karina, thank you for. I wanted to share. Your dad tried it, and then you sent me a message, but you said your dad just started and he works out like a lot. And I can't remember what did he experience right in the beginning. Your dad does he mind sharing his age? Does he mind if you share?
No, he's 78.
Yeah.
He'll be 79. He's not on any medication.
Mm-hmm.
He's very healthy. And he has experienced, he can sleep. His tingling in his arms and hands. He called me and he said, Karina, guess what? I didn't have to take a leave before I went or after I went to the gym. He does yoga. He goes to the gym. He has 5 acres that he takes care of. Mm-hmm. I mean, he's always been my role model for health. Mm-hmm. You know, he's just very active and yeah, he already has one of his friends on it and he's having miracles happen. He's sleeping like amazingly. Yeah. The one thing that I noticed my boyfriend and I were talking about is I could lay down and take a nap for like 2 hours straight. Yeah. I don't wake up. I feel completely rested. And I was kind of worried. I'm all, why am I sleeping like this? But I've never slept like a good sleep in 5 years. So to me, I'm like, I'm going to take a nap when my body says take a nap. Mm-hmm. Because I'm healing. I know I'm healing. I can feel it. Yep. And yeah, it's just been a miracle for me.
Yeah, you're on the team. You're on the team, and you're now spreading the gospel of ASEA. And I do want to disclose that just because you have a reading with me, I do not peddle ASEA on everyone. I did a group reading, her and a friend, and her son is the one we connected with, and he just said, send my mom this. I didn't know anything about her condition, by the way. That didn't come out in the reading. Yeah. And I just said, somebody needs to know about this, and here's the testimonial site and all that. And she texted, I don't know, it was like a few days later, she goes, this was for me.
It was for me.
You know, our loved ones will guide us to the right.
That truthfully is everyone in the world should be on ASEA.
Yes.
That's 100%. I mean, there's nobody. I mean, obviously, if you're like maybe like 12 and under, but even some children that have medical issues or learning disabilities or anything of that nature, this would certainly help them as well.
Yeah, I've been hearing tons of stories like that. Thank you for sharing. And me as a speech pathologist, you know, I'm not doing that currently, but thinking of all of the people that I used to work with, whether it was, you know, they had a TBI or whatever, children thinking, I mean, it's not the regret of, oh, I wish I would have known, but I do. I wish I would have known, but now I do. And so now I'm sharing it even with my speech path groupies who are still doing that work, and I'm sending the testimonials and saying, look what it's doing for these children that have struggled since day one, and they are like thriving now, and they can be in this world and not be freaking out and that type of thing. So the miracles just continue. I mean, I know when I met Danielle and she said, you're just gonna get paid in goosebumps. You're just never gonna get tired, and you just hear story after story of all of the goodness, the amazing things that happen. So Danielle, Team Firefly. We are on Team Firefly, which is transformation, which is also what I'm about. My name's Julia. If you don't know what your first name means, look it up, because my name means butterfly, which means transformation. And so we choose our name before we come into this world, winky dinky doo. Look it up, see what your name means, and you're going to go, oh my gosh, I chose this for real. But Danielle, this is the best team, Team ASEA. Do you want to share for those of you that are new, that don't know what you went through? And I just spoke with your mom about yesterday. If you don't mind.
I don't mind at all. I'm happy to. And Karina, it's hearing you talk, it's like, I know.
Yeah.
I went through the same. I suffered a TBI after a car accident 10 years ago. And like you, it's like I couldn't do normal daily tasks. I was exhausted all the time, severe pounding in my head, dizzy, sensitive to light, noise. I mean, you just can't live life.
Right.
And, the medical community had kind of left me alone and said, look, there's nothing more we can do. You need to just adjust to your new normal. And something within me said that's not possible. There's going to be a solution. And I kept looking, kept searching. And it was my mom who had a student from her yoga practice. My mom owned a yoga studio. And this acupuncturist reached out and said, listen, I started using something in my practice. And guys, if you don't understand what this is, here's how she explained it to my mom. And it made sense. She said, look, it goes in and it helps your body detect where your body has damage. And she said, so every client that takes it, that drinks the blue stuff, is experiencing something different. And she said, it's because they have damage in a different area. And it's just helping their body identify their damage. And she believed it would pass the blood-brain barrier because the molecules were native to the body. Same molecules that like your body's making right now, that your dog, your cat, the plant, like every living thing is using and making these molecules. And so she told my mom, look, I believe this would work. For 6 months, thought it was a scam. I thought there was no way something could be that good. And my biology degree got in my way because I'm like, where's the research? Show me this and that. And eventually they got through to me. I started using it. And 3 months in, the pressure in my head finally stopped after 2 years. And I was able to get off the medication that I was on for that. And I started to be able to concentrate again. I had energy again. It was like life just got breathed back into me. And I'll tell you what, Julia, when I went through that, coming out on the other side, it was this question of, well, what am I meant to do? Because I've been through this for a reason, and it totally transformed my life, the direction I was taking, now it was 180. And I thought, well, I'm in a unique position now because I can educate other people about this and I can start sharing with them, what I went through and how I might be able to support them. And it's amazing what has opened up because of that. And so, Joey, you're here for a reason listening. I don't know what it is, but I'll tell you, like, ASEA entered my world for a reason, and it took me on a different trajectory. One I never could have imagined, right? And like that, the ripple effect of that reached Karina, who I never would have met. I mean, it's like somebody knew somebody. Julia did a reading. I mean, like the other realms helped. Like, how in the world does this happen? We can't make it up. It's like there are no coincidences. But now I'm able to help you post TBI. Like I'm just sitting here like in awe at the beauty of how this all works.
Yes, and well said. Thank you.
Yeah.
And we're telling you, the stuff that starts showing up in your life, that's another part of this that is wild. You're in that higher vibe because something just fell into my lap recently that I have to push through my own fear of going onto this bigger platform that literally a marketing agency for one of the top mentors in the world just contacted me. And I was like, guzzle, the blue bottle. So things just start showing up, the things that I mean, that are that are the good things, even if you're like a little scared of maybe doing that, get out of your comfort zone. But like stuff is just showing up left and right, and doors are flying open. And it's like Brandy said, you know, humanity's waking up, and they're going to need all of us, and they're going to need this, the blue bottle and the white bottle. They're going to need it to help them overcome, you know, what is happening. While you were talking, Danielle, I had this thought. Michael, I noticed over the past year or so, he started getting this real fatigue. Like he would just, whether he was working or on the weekends, he would like just start falling asleep at 4 p.m, just sit there and fall asleep. So tired, he couldn't even stay awake. And that is not happening anymore. He's up till, you know, he goes to bed. And so, you know, I notice things in him, whether or not he talks about it, I notice things in him. Yep. So thank you. Thank you to ASEA and the founders and you, because you're educating all of us and you're helping us spread the word, and April and Jay, who are giving everyone the platform to help. You know, we are in the healing work. We want to help humanity heal, and that's what we're all here to do. And April, let's hear from you, my dear. Anything you want to share today?
Hello, I'm so excited. There's never enough time in the day. I can talk.
Randy, sorry.
Guys, I love you all. I'm sorry. I love you all.
Okay. Love you, honey. Thanks for coming.
Randy.
I could talk about this product or these products literally all day long, never get bored, never get tired.
Yeah.
Because they are life altering. They are life changing. It's an experience. It's a ride of a life. You know, something happens when you turn 50. I just turned 55 this month, but something physically happens to your body when it's like, you could even be okay at 49 3/4, but when that calendar hits 50 and you're celebrating your 50th birthday, all of a sudden your body's going, you're not going to recognize this body any longer. I'm going to start wreaking havoc in places that you can only ever dream of. Yeah. And then things start sagging and things start creasing, and then your energy starts dying and workouts become painful. Knees you're feeling everything in your knees, your hair gets limp. I mean, it's just all, when you make that turn, everything shifts. So, you know, because your hormones are changing, right? Mm-hmm. Everything's off balance, and you're trying everything possible to put your body back into homeostasis, to put your body back into balance, and to try to recorrect this havoc, this hormonal havoc that is taking place within inside you. So, you know, being on the show, we have been blessed for many things about, you know, different companies, high-end companies that would send us all types of health and wellness products, which have been good and they've been helpful, but they haven't been life-altering. That's the difference. That's where ASEA is in a category of its own. It's cellular rejuvenation. It's not just degressing your age. It's actually making your body younger. It's making your cells younger. It's making your mind younger. It's making everything work faster, better. Just like how you were when you were in your early 20s and you're like, life is great. I can stay out at 4 o'clock in the morning and get up and go to work, you know, and function by 8 o'clock, right? Yeah. That's what this is doing again. It's resuscitating our entire system. It's recalibrating our entire system. So similar, you know, with Joey, I'm not sure if it's emotional, physical, spiritual, or personal. It could be business, whatever you're going through. This is going to recalibrate your entire life. When we first started taking it, we just turned, I think, hit the 7th month mark. The biggest shift was about the 3-month mark. All of a sudden, boom, the lights went on and the sparks were flying, and this internal shift was taking place, and we literally started feeling our bodies releasing this very carbon heavy, dense body into a very, very light body. Mm-hmm. And I remember I was talking to one of my friends from up north in Pennsylvania, and I don't get to talk to her very often, and she just happened to call right when I went out the door to start running. And I'm like, I don't want to be like, can I call you back? Because I haven't talked to you in like a year, right? I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to talk to you. I said, I'm running. we'll just start, if I'm like panting, it's because I'm running, and I'm running and running and running and I'm talking normal while I'm running. And I'm like, this is like crazy, because this is like, I'm holding a normal conversation like I'm talking to the three of you. I wasn't dying. And while I was running, I literally felt like I was left my body. I literally felt like my body lifts up out of itself. And I felt like I was literally like gliding. And I was like, this is absolutely wild. And the run was about a 3.5 mile run. And when I got back home, I was still on the telephone, and now I'm upstairs and I'm drinking water. And my friend Jody was like, you're back home already? I'm like, I don't even know how this just all happened. Just go from here to back home and have this conversation with you. I'm like, this is just insane. She's like, how in the world did you do that? I said, I don't know. I don't know how I just did that. And that was really the turning point, where I was like, and I said to Jay, I'm like, the most extraordinary thing just happened. And I actually never told anybody this story before. And I'm like, I don't know how I just did this. I just left my body. I ran 3.5 miles and had a normal conversation like it was nothing. And that's when we really were like, we owe it to people. We have a commitment, a due diligence to share this with other people, because it was not only physically giving me my body, my 25-year-old body back, but I was visually looking younger, and I was feeling younger. Like, now we're 7 months into it, and like, it's very weird. I look in the mirror and like, I know I'm looking visually different, but when I look at myself, and this is not to sound conceited, so I don't mean it like that, I'm just trying to relay this incredible experience. But when you look in the mirror, I feel like I'm looking like my spirit body is coming through. Like, I know how I look, but I look different when I see myself. It's like this light body is starting to come out into the visual appearance, which is really pretty extraordinary. So not only my internal part of my body is digressing in age, but I can visually see the exterior. And many of you know, right now we're in South Florida, where we came to South Florida for the summer. And before we left, I said, to Jay, I am not using sunscreen. I refuse to use any more sunscreen, because I really believe that that's what's causing skin cancer. I don't believe it's coming from the sun. Yeah. I believe it's when people are gooping all this toxins on and layering it after layer after layer, especially if you're in the sun. They're like, oh, you got to put more on. You're sweating, put more on. You're in and out of the ocean, put more on. And you're just layering all this toxins into your skin. So when we came here, I said to Jay, I said, I'm not doing it. I don't care. We're in South Florida. I am not putting anything on my skin. And that was in May. We got here in May, and we're now in August, and I have not used any sunscreen. We're outside all day, every day, running in the ocean, on the beach, walking the dogs in and out constantly with the dogs. And I have had no sun issues at all. I'm not red. My skin is not dry. I'm hydrated. I've never felt my skin feel so good in the dead of summer. And I know without a shadow of a doubt, it's because of the blue bottle behind you and the white tube behind you. That is what's doing it. And this is not something that you're going to do like willy-nilly. If you're like, well, you know what, I think I'll try it. Do yourself a favor. Don't. Do not go into this and say, I'm just going to give it a shot for a month. Don't do that. You're going to be wasting your time and your money. Right. You decide to do this, which everybody should be on it. You want to go in it with the concept, with the mindset, I am on it for 90 days minimum, because you have to allow, everybody's different. When you're spiritual and you're very in tune to your body, you're going to see the effects of it very quickly. But not everybody is very in tune with their own body. So you have to allow that time to go through the transition. and allow your body the time to let it get in there and go through the process. And Danielle can talk about the detoxification part of it. But personally, Jay and I will never ever be off of it. We will be on it for the rest of our lives, and because it's extending our lives, it's making our lives better. And what Dr. David always says, you're younger. It's helping you stay younger longer. I don't know if it's just me, but I want to stay as long and healthy, young and healthy for as long as possible. Listen, we're living in the greatest times of our lives right now, and especially Joey and many other people are feeling like this is the worst time because there's so much global havoc. But that's so much of that is propaganda. We are living in the greatest time to be alive. We have now come into our lives where this incredible cellular advanced technology has been given to us. Not only is it given to us, it has been channeled down into the minds of very sophisticated scientists and highly evolved scientists, spiritually evolved scientists that have been able to take this technology and to stabilize it, which has never, ever been done in the history of the world. ASEA is the only company that's ever been able to stabilize these molecules. And many of you, we've all heard about the med beds, which sounds great on the surface. Listen, who doesn't want to go into like this time capsule and come out, 10 and 15 years younger? Sounds great. I'll do it when it gets here. It gets here. But we have already been given this technology right here, right now, today. And it is extraordinary technology.
It is. Thank you for that. And I want to tag on seeing your spiritual self, because this was the first time doing hot yoga the other day. And I do my whole, hour long, and I have a humidifier and a heater. It's legit hot. And I was sitting there at the end. I just stare at myself in the mirror, and just sending love to myself and gratitude for the practice. And I just could see my aura glowing around me. And I was like, wow. So yes, things happen. And I want to talk, maybe Danielle can talk about why, sorry, my neighbor just decided to start hammering. Hope you can hear that. I'll put earbuds in if I need. But how the detox part and how this works. And even someone like Joey, who is in a lower place maybe and feeling those emotions, how this even works for people without really doing anything else. They really could just do the ASEA and how things could be turned around. Can you go into that, Danielle?
Yeah, I think it all starts with just understanding that after puberty, our physical body has some shifts. You're talking about after 50. Well, after puberty, it really starts. And so after puberty, our cells stop, our mitochondria within our cells stop being as efficient. And your mitochondria, they're like the powerhouse. They create our energy, our ATP. They also create these signaling molecules. And so after puberty, they're becoming less efficient. So the body is literally making less energy and also making less of these signaling molecules. And so every decade of life, if you're about 10% less. And so just, see where you're at and what you've noticed. I think we all have felt it, whether it's been working out or if we fall down, right? We notice we don't repair as fast as we've gotten older. And it's because if you think about it, when you have damage, like say you cut yourself, we all see a miracle happen every time. It's like, wow, the body knows to go to that specific spot and repair. Like, how did the body know that? The trillions of cells, how did it know to go right there? Well, it knows because when there's damage, an alert goes out, and it's like giving the GPS signal of where the issue is. Okay? As you get older, the signal is getting weaker. And so the body is not able to hear where the issues are. Some stuff gets missed, right? And so we start to have things that become chronic, or if it's like Karina or myself, maybe we're younger, but we've had a trauma that's caused a lot of damage. And all of a sudden, it's got a weak call. And so the body's not hearing that there's an issue. And so this issue is just sitting there. And if that issue is in your pancreas, right, and the pancreas isn't producing and doing what it's supposed to do, well, that trickles up to then we're going to the doctor to get metformin and all this other stuff because we have a specific disease. And same's true if it had been a damage in your eye, or like, us, it was our brains. And so with ASEA, what's so incredible is that they figured out how to make the same molecules. So you can't be allergic to it. There is no toxic amount that could build up that you take, right? It won't contraindicate with anything you're currently doing because your body's already making this. You add it in, it's just like it fills the gas tank back up. Like life has been going, you've been using your gas, and now all of a sudden it's like reset, you get a full tank again. It's incredible. And when that happens, your body now all of a sudden it can do what it was designed to do. It can find the damaged spot again. And so it's going to go to that area and repair it. And once you get into a good state, that's what I'm loving, Julie, about what you're sharing, and April, what you're sharing. It's like, once you get yourself repaired and this physical body that we're in is in a good space, right back to its blueprint, there's another level that then happens and you start to shift into. It's like once the physical body goes, now we start working out to the vital energy body and starts going further, which is all the things that you all are picking up. So it's like it's a whole spectrum, and including athletes. So April, what you're talking about with running, like, yeah, they've done research on this. They've literally found that when you take this product, your endurance goes up because you start burning energy differently. You start burning fatty acids. You don't burn the muscle glycogen as fast. And so lactic acid doesn't build up and your muscles don't get fatigued as quickly. So you can literally do more. And even if you're not running, it's like you were sharing about Michael, Julie, it's like all of us need stamina to get out through the day. It's needed. We're all athletes. We're doing different stuff. Maybe we're cleaning the house, right, Karina? It's like we're doing things. Maybe you're running after kids or grandkids. Like we're all athletes. And so this it like breathes life back into you. And interestingly, April was mentioning this, like not only is it, alerting where the damage is, but it's also turning things on. I mean, it's like it's going in and it's activating your genes. So it's working within yourself. It's activating antioxidants. Your glutathione has to be reduced. It has to turn on. And this does that. It's one of the things that it signals on. And so that helps your body deal with inflammation. That helps your body detoxify. And so you might experience that your body starts flushing things out, things that weren't serving it, things that should never have been there in the first place. But because of the world we live in, right, we get exposed to things. And so you might experience that your body actually has, I call it like a healing crisis. As your body goes through a detox, it's eliminating things. Super exciting. Whenever that happens, I know the person's never thrilled, but I'm always excited. I'm like, wow, like you're responding really fast. Your body's saying thank you, and it's kicking some junk out of your system right now. Like you'll get to the other side, and you're gonna feel like amazing on the other side. So
yeah, can I speak on that real quick, Julia?
Yeah.
I heard Dr. David say something the other day, and I'm like, that's awesome. The med beds, what they're saying is it works with your consciousness. So for this MedBed technology to work, you have to believe that it's going to work because it works with your consciousness. But ASEA does not. It's going to work whether you believe it's going to work or not, which is great for a lot of people because, even if like Danielle, you went in with the attitude, oh, this is never going to work. Yeah, it did end up working because it's going to do the job, whether your consciousness is going to believe if it's going to do the job or not.
I love that you said that because I was just going to tag on the same, kind of in the same way that I work a lot on mindset or, your limiting beliefs and all of this, and that you don't even have to work on your limiting beliefs for your body to do the healing work with ASEA. It just does it.
And what's so awesome, Julia? It's really funny because when you think about it, yes, it'll bypass those limiting beliefs, but ironically, it erases and starts to eliminate these negative or blocks.
I love that you said that. That's so true. Yeah. Yeah. And the detox thing, I did have someone reach out, and she and her sister both started at the same time. And they jumped in like I did, the 8 ounces a day, 2 ounces 4 times a day. And she wasn't experiencing anything negative, but her sister was having the detox symptoms. And then we just kind of talked about it. And I said, should she drinking any water? Well, she wasn't. She was drinking soda and fast food. And I'm like, well, it's still going to help her, but she's got to drink the water because now all those toxins are like stuck in her body, probably need to be helped get flushed out. And so the only thing that needed to shift was starting to drink a lot of water. And I'm big on putting organic lemons in it, but just drink a lot of water and just helping your body get that out of your system. I'm always a big water drinker, but I pretty much am eating and drinking whatever I want to. Yes, I'm aware of what I put in my body, but I'm not always eating like the best thing at every meal. I'm just eating whatever I want to eat, and I'm feeling fantastic. So yeah. You know, my link's scrolling below, juliatreat.teamasia.com. You can jump on there and get enrolled or order some products.
Can I tag on that real quick?
Yeah.
No.
I was just going to say, but call Jay.
Do not go to the website by yourself. We just put that up there. So if you want to just, navigate, look, but do not purchase anything by yourself. Let us help you. You listen, this is your first experience. You probably have some questions. And we want the experience to be really, really good for you and very easy. So you're going to want that help. So Jay's phone number is right there. Call Jay or call Julia first before you actually make the purchase, because not only that, we want it to be a great experience for you, but we want you to save money. Yeah. And easily get on the website and end up not realizing and purchase retail, which is going to be more expensive. So this is allowing us to show you how to save money and navigate the site much easier.
Yeah, and get the best deal for your bucks, because a lot of people get this for their family. They start their family on this, and there's packages. Just so you know, you are getting the best deal. So Jay's number, for those of you that are listening and not watching, it's 321-216-8047. Call or text Jay, say Julia sent me. He's helping me with enrollment, and blessed to have Jay and April helping so much. If you want to call me, you can at 570-955-3594. But go ahead and text Jay, because he's got appointments set up, and let's get you on the list so that you can start getting your products and you can start experiencing what we are, and then you can come and talk about it if you wish. I'd love to have you on my show, and we'll do another one of these in the near future. Anyone have anything in parting? Yes.
Real quick too. Also, if anybody that's watching this show and you're like, I want what all four of those women have, I want that energy, I want that vitality, the clarity, the stamina. We're all taking what Dr. David refers to as the Magic 8. All right. So Danielle, if you want to just share about why it's important, especially in the first 90 days, to take it with the Magic 8.
Yeah. So it's interesting. The older we are, the less we make, right? The more we have off in the body, the more we need. I think about these things like little construction workers that are coming into the job site. The more workers you put on the job, the faster the job's going to get done. And then you can maintain. But the 8 ounces a day, interestingly, is what they do a lot of their research with. So it's actually on the back of the bottle. Like if you were to read the back of the bottle, it talks about the different genes that get activated. That study was done with people age 35 drinking 8 ounces a day. All right. So just because, you might not be older and you're younger, or you might not have an intense health issue, I will tell you that if you want to, quote unquote, feel it working, I would encourage you to put enough in your system so that you feel it on the system level. All right. This is cellular repair. It's happening as soon as you start to take it. All right. I have seen live blood cells before and after, and it is amazing to witness what happens in the body just 20 minutes later. You can see the shifts in your blood, but you don't feel it. Most people don't. I will say some have, right? You met Trish Winkler, April, I think, last week you did a show with her, and she shared like first 2 ounces, I felt it. You might be there. Yeah. But from a lot of people, there's so much in their system that's needing to get worked out and worked through that cellular repair isn't always felt immediately. If I had stopped taking this after 2 months, I would have told everybody it didn't work, And so I also say, look, 3 months, 90 days is such a powerful amount of time, because most of the cells in your body are regenerating in that amount of time. And so we're going to get younger, healthy cells that are doing the function they're supposed to do. Your tissue, your organs, your systems of the body will all become then healthier, and you will feel it on the system level. So make sure you get enough, consult with Jay. He's masterful at this, and get you set up well, and then we'll plug you in. There's amazing chances to meet Dr. Silverman, ask questions, learn to take it properly. There's a whole community of support. This is something that, I don't know, April, I think you felt this, Julie, you too, Karina, you're new as well, but it's like, it's a lifestyle. You shift into understanding this and you go, wow, I know this is something that will be in everybody's house one day. I know it. And I would love to be part of the community that's bringing it to market. And I think that's something, Julie, that's worth mentioning. I'll just say that here at the end is like, look, good people are attracted into this company. They are doing good work. I was just with the founder last week, and he said, verbatim, he said, look, the work we do is sacred. What we have for people is huge. And if we don't open our mouth, Karina never gets to hear about this. And Karina has year number 6 that she's unwell. It's a massive thing to be able to be involved with something like this and shift humanity. We're all connected. If we don't lift one another, we're going to be stuck. All right. And this is something that we get to collectively come together and do. And I would just encourage you, look, we need more voices. There need to be more people. Let's lift and rise together.
I love that. Thank you for sharing it.
Yeah.
It reminds me of you speaking and, getting into this movement. And, a mother and daughter just signed up recently. They said, we're going to do our healing journey together. We're using the products. Her mother is a paraplegic and had a wound on her foot that has been there for over a year with all the antibiotics and all the stuff she's been taking has not gone away. And she sent me a picture. Her daughter sent me a picture of less than 24 hours after using this on it. And she goes, my mom we are blown away. It was half the size. And she said, we are so excited. And she's sharing it on her Facebook group with all her spinal cord injury people. Like, she's sharing it everywhere. And it's all because, somebody started speaking about it.
Yeah.
Even for me, after Karina's group reading, and then me going, well, okay, I don't usually do this, but I'll go ahead and send her that link. Here, this is for someone, I don't know who, but it was for her. So it's stepping out of that fear and taking that leap of this is, maybe this is actually the thing that is going to work. I mean, it helped Danielle, and she didn't believe in it.
True.
And I just did an interview with her mom yesterday, and her mom was like, oh yeah, she didn't want to do it. She didn't do it for a while. And then she started seeing my results, and she's like, well, maybe I'll try it. So, get in on Jay's list there, get his phone number, plug it in, 321-216-8047. Tell him you saw the brilliant girls on Julia's show, and he'll take care of you. And I'm always here for you if you need anything at that juliatreat.teamasia.com. There's a contact me button there. You can contact me. I'll get right back to you. You can hop on a call, whatever's needed. We want you to have the best experience with ASEA. This will be in everybody's homes. And we're just at the tipping point. This is it. So thank you, ladies, so much for joining me and allowing me on your show. April and Jay. And Karina, bright as always. Danielle, you are just a guiding light. Thank you as well. Everyone, take the leap. Let's go. Let's get on this Team Miracles. That's what my team's called. Team Miracles. And we are sending massive love and so many blessings to you. And April, would you close it out with what you say every time at the end of your show?
I'd love
Please.
to. Thank you so much, Julia. This has been such a treat. And we're so blessed to be surrounded by incredible, beautiful souls. And this time where, this is it. This is the best time to be alive. We need to enjoy every single solitary moment. And we are so grateful. Thank you so much for tuning in. And remember, tune in. Let me backtrack. Treats help. And everyone, we are turning the universal key to global harmony and creating a unified world. Thank you so much for tuning in. And remember, tune in often. Tell all your friends. And most importantly, may all your beautiful dreams come true. Many blessings.
Mm.